Hello and welcome to Bottom Meadow for Farnham Town's 12th league game of the season against Sandhurst Town, newly promoted from Sit of 6. Started poorly, Sandhurst Town, this league, but massively started to ramp up their results. I think they're 5 games unbeaten and winning games as well, piling them their way up the table. And I'm joined by Mr. Frankie Hobbs this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
in a new pitch for what is Bracknell and Sandhurst home, and it looks good out there, but it's wet.
Very pitch, one you often see in the Swedish Premier League, I'm told.
Yes,
it's the only of its kind in the UK. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it comes out on so yeah, let us know how the pitch looks. But yeah, players are reporting it's very different, and I think it'll take a little bit of getting used to it. And it's a little bit of a factor there for Sandhurst. Can they use that as an advantage?
Yeah, I think they've probably advantage over the course of the last few weeks as teams come to Sandhurst to try and get some results. Maybe they've worked out that it's not going to be as easy as they first thought with the news. But Farnham Town's team will kind of read out in a minute officially. But a couple little changes. Guy Hollis comes back into the arena that he played last year and will come in and captain the side. How good is it to have someone of Guy's back in the team at Farnham?
Well, look, Guy comes in and came in the summer as the captain, and I think it's been pretty. Sometimes it's been, we've had Ryan Kinane in there, and you've had Guy Hollis there, and you brought him in originally as the captain. So just a benefit for Farnham to get them both two playing together. That is the partnership that I think at the start of the season we thought we'd see. It's come a bit later than I think Farnham fans would have hoped, but both are on the pitch today, and at some point you've got to see what you've got.
Absolutely, and the other change on two changes on the bench. Kai Tanner and Josh Leyland also come into the squad after an injury for Josh, and Kai's just had a few games off. Kai's had a really good start to the season, and Josh has only played 2 games for Farnham, so just gives a bit more balance to the subs bench as well.
Yeah, look, Josh can play anywhere along the back four, so it gives you a really versatile option off the bench. And you know what, Kai Tanner, he's worked hard, he's been patient, he's taken his opportunity when he's got it. And I know it's been very difficult for Jono to leave him out of a couple of squads, and I'm personally delighted that he's back in today, and I think if he comes off the bench, he'll be ready to go, ready to make an impact. Because he came from a level. It's not always easy when you release from a football league club, but he's got his head down and really worked hard, and he deserves opportunity.
The last thing really is Farnham Town are perfect. I will cut you off if I need to. Farnham Town are perfect, 100% record, only one in the country. 976 teams started. I know this stat will get boring for people as they watch, but only one perfect team in the country remains, and that is Farnham Town. And this is a potential banana skin for them.
Definitely. Look, Sandhurst have won their last 5 games in all competitions. They beat a very impressive Hawley Town side 2-1 recently. They're in form, and they're going to be up with a free hit. They're a team not expected to beat Farnham, so they'll be giving it everything they can, using every advantage they can. The weather is a bit of a leveller. The pitch they'll have a bit more expertise on, so they will be doing all they can to get a point here, or maybe even 3.
And we'll just wait for the teams to come out now before we read out the full Farnham Town starting 11. But it is raining. We're under cover, under some lights as well, which is always quite nice. And we'll be staying relatively warm on this cold and wet winter's or autumn evening.
Yeah, quite a few postponements in the area. I know Winchester Walton was called off, so maybe pick up some sort of ground hoppers in the area.
And Farnham Army has definitely made its way down here as well.
Yeah, always a good travelling Farnham Army. Been speaking to them, a few of them before the game, very confident, and just enjoying the football that's being played.
And it is Guy Hollis. He's at the front of that tunnel for Farnham Town.
I think it's just for Guy, it's about getting that first touch on the ball, getting your surroundings around you.
Hello and welcome to Bottom Meadow for the league game of the season. This Tuesday night, wet, windy, cold against Sandhurst Town at Sandhurst Town. Farnham have got work to do tonight to continue their perfect run, and this is It's number 1, Pash Nash in goal. Right back is Max Meaton. Centre back partnership and returning after a long injury spell is Guy Hollis, partnering Ryan Canane, and left back Tom Smith. Holding midfielders are Harry Cooksey and Joe Jackson. Attacking midfielders and returning to this ground where he played his football last season is Daryl Sanders, and partnering him is Owen Dean. And then up front, as it stands, we've got it as Shamar Edwards and Adam Little, but Frankie Hobbs. We are expecting it to potentially be a different formation with that front 4, with Sanders playing in the 10, Shamar Edwards out on the left-hand side, Owen Dean right, and Adam Little through the middle. But let's see.
Yeah, look, it's always an interesting one with Farnham Town. They've got that sort of infamous box formation with the 4-2-2-2, but equally they could play the 4-3-3 with Sanders in the 10, Owen Dean on the right, Shamar Edwards on the left, and Adam Little down the middle.
Do you think that the width on this pitch, which is running a bit faster, obviously, than a normal pitch, especially at this time, the width in a 4-3-3 might be to Farnham's advantage, and also give a bit more to the fullbacks when they know this Sandhurst team is going to run all day and going to find width themselves?
Yeah, definitely, and I also think it's about personnel. You know, if you want to play Owen Dean and Shamar Edwards, they're probably better off the wings than they are in those central positions. Maybe if you had Lewis Flatman and Charlie Postance, you might box up a little bit more. I think it's a personnel thing as well as a tactical thing.
And those individuals are on the bench. You've got Flatman, you've got Postance available to change the game. You've also got the likes of Caetano, who we've already talked about, Josh Leyland and Brandon Kalu also make up the subs bench. But let's talk about the ability for Farnham Town to change the game and how much we've seen of that so far this season. Goals off the bench, and Owen Dean, who's in the starting 11 today, is probably in it because of his goals off the bench in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's very clear. If you work hard and you play well off the bench, you will start games. And I think players got to do that. And you've got such a shot, you've got an embarrassment of riches. You're fighting for your place every time. So those strikers know a couple of games without a goal, there's a chance they're going to get replaced by someone who scored off the bench. That's why we have such good strength and depth, and the players that do come off the bench are so desperate to get on that score sheet, desperate to really make an impact, make sure that the next game comes and they start. You know, you've got 2 games a week, you need a deep squad, and it's something Farnham have got.
And Sanders, off the back of a hat-trick on Saturday, will be looking to come here and prove, you know, why he came to Farnham Town away from Bracknell. Obviously a few disappointed Bracknell fans here I've seen. Their games got called off tonight. They'll be down here watching what they watched last season, Daryl Sanders, but how much does he bring to this team just as we're about to kick off?
Phenomenal player. He'll show that to hat-trick at the you know, will go down as maybe a bit early, but will go down as to play for Farnham Town. Probably one of the best players to play for Bracknell Town as well. So exciting how he gets on here.
Yes, and it is Harry Cooksey standing over the ball on this zippy surface. The rain has, you know, stopped a bit, but it is wet out there. And Farnham Town, like I said, have got work to do as Harry Cooksey gets us underway, and straight back to Ryan Canane, who plays it forward towards Shamar Edwards. So it's not easy to see from this lowdown, but
we'll do our best.
We will do our best. We know the formation. It looks like it is going to be that 4-3-3 with Owen Dean out on the right-hand side. Got early from Daryl Sanders.
Yes, look, it's something that he's really trying to get a lot of more recently. I think he's taking more shots on goal, which I know you have been calling for.
I've been in his ear. Ball heads back to Tom Smith, now into Ryan Canane. Pat Nash, he's very happy for the ball. Apologies for people walking in front of the camera. There's not a lot we can do from this position, but that ball into the path of Shamar Edwards, but it does just run on through, and that's what we're going to see, Frank, with this wet surface and new 3G pitch. Interesting for Farnham to get used to it from that long ball perspective.
Yeah, this sort of first 10 minutes is probably about finding out what that pitch is like, putting a couple of balls over the top, seeing how much weight you have to put on it. And Farnham will look to do that early, get it in the opponent's half, and then start to dominate the ball from there.
But it also plays into advantage on those sort of like snapshots and shots from outside the box, which obviously Farnham have had a huge amount of success with over the course of the last 2 or 3 weeks, because the ball is going to zip across this surface a goalkeeper, both goalkeepers are going to need that. You know, they shouldn't, or they can't afford to spill it in these conditions. Sandhurst steps over the ball really nicely and finds Owen Dean on the right, who manages to get out to Harry Cooksey. It was a really nice bit of play from Sandhurst on this far side, and on this near side even, and it goes on to the far side. And Smith, Edwards, and all the way back to Farnham will be patient with possession and also will allow Guy Hollis to get a bit of the ball at his feet, which is so desperately wants. And that ball is tried inside. So in the minutes come out to Adam Liddell. And Sandhurst loses out on the tackle. And Max Meaton does well. And so does the ref, to be fair to him, in playing advantage, and Farnham regain possession.
Max Meaton's on here.
Kinane finds him, and Meaton looks to encourage Adam Liddell forward, but the clearance is only as far as Harry Cooksey. And Cooksey's pass doesn't find his man, and it's got his way all the way back to Sam, goalkeeper, who fires a hopeful pass on that far side, but that zippy surface is not going to be easy to control, and it goes out for a Farnham throw.
Quite a few in here tonight.
It is. It's coming. They've come in late. Hollis, who's had plenty of touches of the ball already so far this evening. You can see how much water's coming off the ball as it zips across the surface, as well as the boots of Farnham players. Cooksey in the pocket. It's a poor pass. The Sandhurst look like they're kind of matching that 4-3-3 of Farnham Town. Maybe even it's a 5 at the back here.
Yeah, they 5 when they came to Farnham, first game of the season. I think it's hard not to get sucked into playing a 5. Ryan does well there.
Nash out to Hot across the pitch to Kinane, and plays the ball forward to Sandhurst, who finds Edwards, squares up to his man. It really isn't easy to see on that far side, especially with the floodlights and the light straight above us. But the ball is with Guy Hollis. Probably asked a bit too much of Joe Jackson, but the ball's found its way to the feet of Daryl Sanders, and now Cooksey, Hollis, Farnham Town very, very comfortable in possession. Sanders dropping deep to get the ball. Finds Joe. Takes his time and finds Meaton. Sanders, who picks up the ball. And Meaton does well as well to win it back after a misplaced pass.
Yeah, Farnham trying to get into their patterns here. As expected, dominating the ball. Now they've got the sort of foothold in the game. Can they create those chances? Can they create those chances now?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Obviously, Sandhurst are the first team this season as the ball goes long, really long, and will it zip? It's a brilliant touch by Max Meaton back to Pat Nash. It'd be interesting to see as Sandhurst are the first this season to play Farnham twice. Oh, yeah, Hawley. Yeah, actually, you're right. Tom in front of me.
First team.
The first team of Sandhurst to play Farnham twice in the league. Interesting to see if they've learned anything from the first time they played them and if they're going to change anything as they bring the ball forward here in midfield, committing runners, and an overlap on the fullback. He's done well to find him, but again, that's where this pitch do not come together nicely when you're trying to zip it about.
That ball's perfect. And you've got to take a little bit off and maybe put a little bit of back spin on it as well. So, listen, Guy from these throw-ins can really get Farnham out of danger quickly.
It's true. We haven't seen much of that because of Guy's injury. Probably returning a bit than we even thought. We expected him to be making an appearance back in November. We're very close to that, but was more expecting him to be starting on Saturday. But here he is on the ball. Tomo recently come back, pumps it forward, and the ball comes inside. Sandhurst cooks into Joe Jackson. Out to Max Meaton. Inside to Sandhurst, back towards Meaton. And it's a Farnham Town throw in, and we can't see a huge amount of it, but as it comes quickly to...
I think the players were asking for the long throw, and Max took it very quickly.
But it's with Tom Smith on the far side. Liddell, Cooksey, Sandhurst, nicely done to Meaton. It's a poor cross. Shot, goal! Daryl Sandhurst with a pop shot from 17 or 18 yards out. And it went through a bundle of bodies, Frankie Hobbs, and it's found its way into the Sandhurst net.
Yeah, it wasn't Max Meaton's finest cross.
No, I think he will be very, very delighted that one's gone down as... It got cleared though, didn't it, by Sandhurst?
Yeah, it was a poor clearance. Sandhurst didn't clear the lines, and Daryl Sandhurst, again, probably not his finest strike either. No. But it just seemed to zip in. Maybe that's the pitch again. But Farnham get that early goal, take a little bit of the pressure off, and should look for take control of this game.
Yeah, apologies for the amount of bodies who are in the way, especially of these right and left corners. But there's not a lot we can do about that in order to keep ourselves dry.
That is non-league football.
But you would have seen the goal, and it's 1-0 to Farnham Town. It's Daryl Sandhurst on the score sheet yet again. He has 5 goals in the last 3 games so far. Tackle on the Sandhurst player, slightly late by Farnham Town. It's a foul, and this is, Frank, where we did so well against Epsom, keeping that momentum up, keeping the intensity, and we went to go and kill the game before half-time, and that's been a message that Jono and Jimmy have get across time and time again this season. We haven't really seen it until that Epsom game, where we literally just went for it and in at half-time 3-0 up. That'll obviously be the message again today.
Difficult when Farnham are obviously favourite in most games they play this season, if not all league games they play. So teams can hang around for 20 minutes. They give it all. It's not easy to break them. Farnham can get those early goals and they can kill them early. It allows you to bring those substitutes off the squad happy. Takes the pressure off the games, and I think if you can take the crowd out of the game, we saw at Fleet, Farnham let the crowd into the game, and in the end, obviously won relatively comfortably, but had a 10 or 15 minutes spell where they were on the ropes. So scoring those few goals early can really take the crowd out of the game. I think that's what they'll be trying to do.
Yeah, and like I said, apologies if you can't see the 2 near corner flags. As I said, not a lot. We can rain, we might camera off. He'll be ranged here. That's Farnham Town at 1-0 to the good. Hollis to Max Meaton. Cooksey.
Kane plays it long.
Nice header down by Shamal Edwards, and Farnham keep the ball and move it upfield. Hollis bounces it to Owen Dean. Chance for Sandhurst to get the ball forward and do well to get past Tom Smith. Ball comes in, Canane with a great header away, and away again by Farnham. But Edwards can't get it under control, and Sandhurst regain the ball. Sandhurst on the attack, into their forward. He works a bit of space, gets it wide. And closed down well by Farnham Town, and they can create a bit of a chance here if Sandhurst can get it free, which he can't at the first time of asking, and the ball runs through to Pat Nash's goal.
Yeah, those 50-50s the ball seems to sort of zip off and bounce anywhere. You've got very good anticipation to get those. I think Sandhurst have actually done well to sort of make the pitch quite compact here. Say that.
Shamal Edwards racing down inside, shoots. Probably the wrong decision as the ball goes straight into the Sandhurst bar.
Sham's still trying to find his way back to full fitness. Don't mind him having those shots from there.
Apologies also if there's signal issues. The signal here in Sandhurst, if you add the weather to it, is poor. We're lucky this game is even on because of the artificial pitch, so we're doing the best we can to provide you a service, but apologies if it's not perfect. Ball goes long from Sandhurst. It bounces once and headed back by Tom Smith into the hands of Pat Nash.
Yeah.
Farnham Town 1-0 to the good, thanks to the early Daryl Sanders goal. But really the only chance, clear-cut chance that Farnham have created.
No, yeah, I think Sanders have banked up relatively well.
As they come back towards it, but Sanders picks up the ball in midfield.
Sanders looks lively, doesn't he? He's always there. He's coming deep. He seems to cover every blade of grass.
There's a ball inside the fullback.
It's going to zip off.
Oh, and that's the difference.
At the Memorial Ground, that probably holds up.
Oh, with about 10 yards to go.
That might work.
Towards Guy Hollis, who does well, but it's only as far as the 3. And Ryan Canane with an uncharacteristic shank out for a Sandhurst corner.
Yeah, Farnham need to clear their lines better there. There was a chance, I think, for Guy to clear it. He's got to make better contact.
Light reflecting off your head. I suppose you can see over.
Yeah. We'll have to audio descript this side. It's Sandhurst corner. It comes in. Header is out, and it's to Edwards. He needs to hold this up. Does well. Farnham trying to play it out from the back and lose the ball. Silly. And he's still got the ball out there. And it's a Sandhurst
throw. Number 9 there, Jose Sane. 21 goals in 29 games for him last year. Very good striker. I'm sure a lot of teams will have looked at him over the summer.
Sandhurst take their throw. We'll look to get the ball into the box. They do so, and it's over the heads of everybody, including the Farnham Town players, and it'll go out for what I think is a throw-in, and I've got the linesman to go on in front of me that it is.
I'd say it's been a about par start for Farnham, really. You know, they've got their goal, but the performance hasn't been amazing so far. I think they can definitely go up a few levels here. As the game hopefully starts to open up.
Yeah, and it creates that game, right? It creates a game where Sandhurst have to go for it as Guy launches a long throw and Farnham move up the pitch. And that is something that Farnham will definitely try to utilise. I think Max, early in the first half, has just completely forgotten it even exists and taken that throw quickly.
I remember in pre-season speaking to Jono, that was going to be a real weapon, and having someone, and we haven't seen it yet, but honestly, trust us, Guy has got a real bullet of a throw.
It's so flat.
Yeah, I'm sure it's almost better than a corner. So I'm sure we'll see that at some point today.
Kinane. Across to Guy Hollis, who clips it up, probably unnecessarily and poorly, towards Thomas Smith, who's got away with it. Back to Guy, to have another go. Lends it to Sanders. Gets it back.
It's interesting, the sort of rotation there where Sanders comes deep, Harry Cooksley seems to go forward and occupy a Sandhurst man. It's very interesting.
Very clearly a 4-3-3 though for Farnham.
Yeah.
Look at the width. Like, it's something we really haven't seen much of so far this season, especially in the league. As Kinane this time goes long towards Owen Dean, who probably just slightly mistimes his jump, and it goes out for a Sandhurst throw. Does really nicely in the number 7. But a forced pass. He's actually going to chase himself. As Kinane goes across to Pat Nash, who clears towards Jamal Edwards, who loses the battle and gives away a Sandhurst throw-in.
There's definitely over 100 people here, at least.
Over how many?
Over 100 people here, at least.
Oh, in this stand.
Yeah, it's a very impressive turnout for Sandhurst.
Ball goes forward in the feet of, little shot after a little touch off from Sanders. Back into audio description as Sandhurst clear their lines in this corner, but it only goes as far as Max Meaton, and now Joe Jackson into Cooksey, who plays the ball forward to Sanders 1-2 with little quick feet in the middle. And that partnership is really starting to brew.
Yeah, Sanders and Liddell got a really nice understanding. You can tell both have played at a really high level, really sharp
They're
touches.
willing to have the ball in the tight areas. Yeah, that is the difference.
And they want that ball fizzed into them like that.
A really, really nice pass from Guy Hollis. Breaks the lines to Sanders. Oh, it's a poor pass though from Owen Dean. It's sloppy. And Farnham need to recover.
What I will say about the Farnham side, when they are sort of countered on, they work so hard back.
Yeah, and
look at that already. Now they've got the 10 men behind the ball already. Very impressive.
Great tackle by Owen Dean. Really good at that. Clips it inside to Joe Jackson. Needs to find a pass himself. Doesn't. And Sandhurst retain the ball and clip it forward to the 7. Max Meaton doesn't quite get that. Guy Hollis does. And Farnham Town find themselves back in the possession of the football. The ball is just not like, it's like two factors, isn't it? You've got the pitch being different and how it runs, and then you add in the water to it. Like it's slow at times, even when you're passing it on the floor, and then it's quick when you're clipping it.
If you're going to be a title-winning team, you're going to get thrown with 5 or 6 different situations every season. In January there's going to be frozen pitches that you're going to play on. There's going to be mud baths you're going to play on. If you're going to go and win the league, you've got to adapt to all those conditions.
And Farnham have lost the ball again in midfield in transition, and Sandhurst are breaking forward with a huge amount of pace here as he comes into the box, the Sandhurst defender. And
Cooksey's done really
well there. as Sandhurst look to create a dangerous opportunity for Farnham Town. Cooksey, who's probably not known for his blistering pace, has got back to cover, and Farnham Town can now build their own attack. With Shamal Edwards on that far side and goes past his man, gets the ball across, but it's out for a Farnham corner, and they will load this one up with Kenane coming forward.
Maybe
Guy Hollis.
Yeah, maybe Guy Hollis can go and grab a first goal for Farnham Town.
Guy Hollis can't be any taller than Daryl Sanders. Luckily, it's on the far corner, so you will be able to see it. If it does go into
these are the joys of non-league.
If the ball does go into the bottom right-hand corner of the pitch, I will provide audio description. Is it Cooksey taking the...
Will be, yeah.
Yeah, Harry Cooksey. Ball comes in. Up towards Kenane. Drops. Hollis! Back out to Hollis. Towards goal. Shoots! Edwards. Goal. Farnham 2. Sandhurst 0. Gollis. Mr. Guy Hollis thought he'd got it twice. He had to go at it.
You know what? He actually did really well there with the second effort.
Just get it on target.
Yeah, got it on target. Sort of skidded on, and who reacted first? Shams.
Always does. Always does.
A brilliantly effective player.
I think he's had a really poor half. He's had the ball a few times and not got it, but he actually made that corner for himself, and then he's finished off the end product.
But I think it was similar against Millbrook. Shams sort of floats in and out of games, but when he's on, he reacts quick. He's.
It's a very similar goal to what we scored away at Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, goalkeeper fumbles it, and he's the first alive.
Yeah. But yeah, look, Farnham have done really well now. They've got full control of this game, really. I think what will be really pleasing for Jono is Guy Hollis has got through the first 20 minutes and actually looks really comfortable back there. So, all in all, brilliant start. 2 goals that you'd say probably weren't vintage Farnham, but they'll take them. And they've got full control of this game now, and it's a bit of a mountain to climb for Sandhurst.
But Farnham will not want to let up the pressure.
No, look, there's attackers here that are playing for spots. They all want to get on the score sheet. They all want to, this team takes a lot of pride in how many goals they score. They will not let up for a second. The reason they are the players they are is because they've got that relentless drive.
Farnham take it short, and it's with Pat Nash, who had an excellent game against Epsom York, despite it being one of his only games this season that he hasn't kept a clean sheet. Probably one of his best. Short to Cooks. A little bit of tennis between Harry Cooksey and Guy Hollis. As Farnham lose the ball again in midfield. And it's out wide. Nice touch from the 7. Beats Max Mead.
He's had a couple of nice touches.
Forward. A nice opportunity to shoot. And the ball goes straight into
He's
Pat
looked
Nash's
lively,
hand.
to be fair. He's looked the liveliest.
Really nice distribution, by the way, quickly by Nash into Dean. Great touch, gone past 2, Owen Dean. Driving forward, can he find a pass? He can. Sanders, whipped cross, great ball! Oh, great chance for Shamal Edwards.
If there is one criticism of his game, not a brilliant threat aerially. I know he scored that header at Fleet, but
the header at Fleet, he scored 1 or 2 good ones last season, but it's not his strength.
You probably would have wanted Owen Dean on the end of that, or Charlie Postles on the end of that.
Yeah. But for what you lose in heading prowess, you get in short, sharp finishing. As Sandhurst are willing to keep players upfield, as Max Meaton heads it, and it's now with Guy Hollis after a good Harry Cooksey header. Back to Kenane. Now Pat Nash. Sandhurst very much willing to leave this 4 to go and attack.
Yeah, look, I spoke to the Sandhurst management team before, and they're actually really happy with how the last few weeks have gone. I think teams actually potentially underestimated them.
Yeah, 100% they did.
And they've really roared back well. Impressive win against Hawley.
Overlap here. Shamal Edwards out wide. Now it's ball in. It's a good take by the goalkeeper under a bit of pressure from looked like Adam Liddell. But Edwards and Tom Smith beginning to get a bit of joy down that left-hand side, which I'm delighted about, as will the viewers be, because it's the side they'll be able to watch.
The thing with Shams as well, which I think I really like about his game, is he seems to get strong He gets stronger as the game goes on. He really grows into games.
Another chance for the 7 to get the ball forward. Joe Jackson and Guy Hollis.
Guy's done really well there.
And Farnham need to clear their lines. Smith waits for it and gives it back to Kinane, and as the rain continues to pour down out there, Farnham Town are 2-0 to the good. Nice pass, and out wide again. Shamal Edwards, one-on-one with a defender. What will he do? Inside, outside. And what's the referee going to give?
Cool, goal kick.
Goal kick. You just really wouldn't want to be a defender squaring up one-on-one with
I wouldn't
Shamal
want to be a
Edwards.
player in this weather, to be honest.
Not at all. Luckily we can wear coats in this environment. What a great touch from the Sandhurst player, but unfortunately not enough, and Farnham come away with the ball. As the train goes by on the far side. Farnham very comfortably will keep the ball in this area. Now with Guy Hollis, Joe Jackson with a funny pass to Pat Nash, safe enough. Kinane. Hollis. Farnham will be patient and wait for movement, and that's that movement from Joe Jackson into Max Meaton and back to Jackson. Slides it in. Sanders bounces it back to Guy Hollis, who clips it up. Those are the balls that, unless you get it on the first time, you're going to struggle. And indeed is offside.
Not sure about that one, but he's certainly in a better position than me.
I can't see where Oundine was, so it is bucketing it down. Absolutely bucketing it down. Not sure if you can see it on the stream, but it is absolutely bucketing it down.
I mean, from where I imagine 90% of people are watching, look out your window.
Yeah. Nice pass through a few layers of Farnham's midfield. And a foul on the Sandhurst player, and a chance for Sandhurst to get the ball into the Farnham Town box.
Yeah, look, these are the chances they'll want. You know, can they, while the score is still 2-0, can they nick something back from a set piece or something? Work their way back into the game from a moment of nothing. But they don't choose to put the ball in the box, which I'm very surprised about.
But they've worked a bit of space on this near side. And the 7 has again turned and will shoot. It's in. In off the back of Ryan Kinane. And Farnham Town concede from a shot from 25 yards out, which we know in this condition is, the way that goals are going to go in.
But to be fair to Sandhurst, they worked it really nicely.
That 7 has been lively all game.
Yeah, and look, if you've got to be in it to win it, and he's taken that shot. He's got a bit of luck. I mean, I think from Farnham's perspective, they'll be a little bit annoyed they've given him that much space.
But they've given him that much space a couple of times.
Yeah, and it was going to take something either special or fortunate to beat Pat Nash tonight. And we've got the fortunate one.
Farnham Town will need to compose themselves and, just shrug it off and kick into their rhythm. But it is not nice out there but it's with Harry Cooksey. Adam Liddell out wide to Meaton, now back with Harry Cooksey, and Farnham Town are back to where they were. Well, that's a poor pass from Cooksey, and he now chased the ball. Unless he wins it, this is an issue for Farnham Town, as Sandhurst beginning to find a bit of impetus. Joe Jackson can't get to it. And Guy Hollis concedes a foul on the Sandhurst forward.
I think it's just one of those, isn't it? He knew he couldn't get done in behind, so probably not the worst foul to give away there. Do let us know where you're watching from, and if you're enjoying the stream. We obviously appreciate all your support. Drop us a subscribe. Every Friday, Non-League Diaries, giving you the alternative look into a non-league football club.
Guy Hollis with the header down into the path of Owen Dean. Now Sandhurst, who goes past one and can't quite
Sort of
keep
being
the ball
held back
in.
there a little bit, but
And Sandhurst will certainly be looking to get it into the feet of this number 7, who's caused Farnham problems, as has the 9. Great touch by Edwards to break things up. But it's a poor... Ooh, 50-50. Won by Adam Liddell, and then a foul given against Liddell as Farnham Town had an opportunity to break. And the rain gets harder here.
one of those. You know, I'm not sure that was definitely a foul. I don't know if there was enough in there, but you know, ref's got a good view. He's made the decision. $200 people watching.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching along with us on this horrible, wet evening.
Halloween evening, we must be said.
Yeah. And Sandhurst have certainly caused Farnham Town a little fright in this first half. Scoreline, it looked to be easy pickings for Farnham Town, but only really created 2 or 3 chances. Scored 2 of them. Sandhurst scoring with a shot from 25 yards that deflected and went in the opposite corner to where Pat Nash was heading. 2-1, and the conditions continue to get worse. Definitely wouldn't be playing this game on grass. You see the trail of water that leaves the ball every time it moves across the surface. Harry cooks it.
Just a bit of a disconnect, really. That Farnham haven't quite got that easy pass that they seem to normally have into the next phase. Interesting to see if Jono maybe goes more to that traditional box, or...
That's better for Farnham. Moved a bit of space. Cooksey into Owen D, who turns nicely and drives at the defender, and he's just slipped. Not really sure.
Owen D was actually brought back first.
I'm not sure what he's going to give it. What's he give?
I mean, this is a... Not sure it deserved the talking to.
It was just... It was one that really just slipped and followed through with the slide. Guy Hollis going over to chat to the referee at the same time. Is he getting a booking or a talking to? Can't really tell. Booking?
I think it's not a booking yet.
It is a booking for Owen D.
Very strange.
We can't see it perfectly from this area, but it felt unfair. Felt like his forward momentum was the only thing that, and you know, conditions.
I just did that need to be a yellow card? I don't know. I don't think so.
Ball goes back to Tom Smith and away from Pat Nash's goal by the goalkeeper. Farnham Town can't keep hold of the ball. Again, the conditions playing into that. Max Meaton goes forward, but 2-0.
Sandhurst really grown into this.
Poor header by Tom Smith, and again Sandhurst have got the ball in Farnham Town's penalty area. And he forces a shot. There's a lot of shouting.
It's gone out for a goal kick.
Pat Nash goal kick. Got the shot across, but I'm not sure how close it was. I'm not sure how close it could be.
Too close from here. None of the players seem to react too much.
Farnham Town just need to find their rhythm and be patient. Did a good first 20 minutes. Don't let it all be undone by a silly deflected goal. Hollis. Canane. Tom Smith. It goes long, and Sandhurst dealt with that really well. But it's now at the feet of Liddell, and it's a foul. And Farnham will have a shooting chance, and I'll be very disappointed if they don't go for it, especially with the surface how it is. Kinane and Co go forward, but Farnham Town have played the ball really quickly, and that was not the right thing to do, especially with the defenders coming up.
Sandhurst have won a throw in there as well.
Have they? I was convinced that was going to be a Farnham throw. How long's gone?
Coming up to
Sandhurst
40 minutes.
Themselves forward and play it to the left wing back. Good tackle from Owen Dean. Six clips it forward for the three to run into. Chance for Sandhurst to get the ball forward, and it's well defended by Kinane. Now with Owen Dean, who'll play it to Adam Liddell. He does well to keep hold of the ball and play it back to Max Meaton, and Farnham will regain control with their back four. It is horrible out there. It is horrible.
If you look at the shirts, they're soaked through.
Kinane. Normally that's the crossfield pass that is on, but in this condition, it's really not. Owen Dean. Nicely done. To Sanders, who
They've started to crowd him out a little bit in there. They've actually found some success, and they freed the number 7.
Great ball in to the 7. He's one-on-one with the defender. And it's a really, really good tackle.
Yeah, he's gone to ground. When you go to ground, you've got to win the ball, and he did. So
I think he's won a throw-in. I think he's only conceded a throw-in rather than
very good tackle in the end.
Is that true?
Yeah.
No. It's a throw-in. And it heads back to the 6. Back into the path of the 3 as the ball comes back across the pitch. And that is such a silly foul, and a great chance for Sandhurst to get a shot on goal. Silly foul. This is a real chance. Just before half-time. Could drastically change the outlook going into the second half.
We've seen teams score 1 league goal against Farnham Town.
From a free kick.
We haven't seen teams score 2.
Correct.
Just before half-time.
You probably know where this is going. Heading towards where Pat Nash... Headed towards where Pat Nash is currently standing.
We've seen the 7 can striker as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a really good half. Caused problems.
Sandhurst have been good.
They have. They have. And
as good a game as Farnham have had this year in the league, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Chance for 7 to make it 2. And that's not a bad strike.
Not a bad effort.
Just over the bar.
Should be, maybe minimal added time, but I can't think of many stoppages, apart from the couple of minutes he seemed to take to book Owen Dean. But
and the referee won't want to be out there for any longer than he has to be.
No.
Kinane. Max Meaton is looking for this long switch, but it's just not the ball.
That's going to run out.
It really isn't the pass every time. That's what they're trying. It's just not going to work. Farnham Town have had their best spells when they passed the ball around and got it wide to either Edwards or Owen Dean. And this clipped pass isn't of any value.
To give Sanders credit, Daryl Sanders was really running the show in the first 20 minutes, and they've sort of managed to stifle him after that and got a real foot in the game.
That's a great ball, by the way.
Going into half-time, they're banging it.
Really nice. Now is a chance for Joe Jackson to get the ball forward.
Farnham
Bit of space.
streaming
it's
men
a
forward.
poor touch, and it's a great tackle, but it's a really poor touch from Joe Jackson. And now Sandhurst have got a chance to get the ball forward. And it's another foul. Another foul and another chance for Sandhurst to get the ball forward into the Farnham box just before half-time. There's a good opportunity for Farnham to get the ball forward. Jackson's overhit touch.
Yeah, just need to release it a little bit quicker. I think you've just got to put it a little earlier and a little bit less power than you think. I mean, it's easy set up here in Sandhurst.
Yeah, but then again, you can see the ball dragging on the grass. It's more when you play it on the floor, you need to be zipping it, and when you play it in the air, you need to take a bit off it.
Can't see too much longer being played.
I mean, look at the amount of water that's coming off the back of Max Meaton's boots on the near side. Farnham keep the ball. And again, Ryan Canane pumps it forward towards Shamal Edwards, but that's a kick to nothing. And it's
I think
offside.
when you have that 4-3-3, which they're playing now, you're almost tempted to play that ball more rather than feed it into midfield. I think that sometimes maybe Farnham getting a little bit lazy, a little bit impatient and going for that rather than sort of trusting their patterns, getting it in midfield, finding...
It's drifted past two, this.
Finding Daryl and
And-
Andy. Guys done really well there.
Ball comes forward towards Adam Little. The goalkeeper was alert to it. Foul by Edwards, and he's going to get booked.
The threshold for booking seems very low.
It does.
I think that's his first foul.
He's had a couple down that side. Little ones, though, not even. It's another booking for Farnham Town. Both wingers pick up a yellow before half-time. Ball goes forward. And it's well defended by Max Meaton. And it's a Farnham Town throw-in.
Cannot be long left. And the rain's stopping.
Ball goes long and high again, and that's never going to work.
It actually came off a Sandhurst player.
Maybe not so bad. That could be an indication for Guy Hollis to get the ball.
We could see it now.
And he is going to head over to that far side.
Get ready for the Guy Hollis experience.
I'm not sure how much space he's got on the touchline. It's quite like Farnham, where it's quite tight.
There's a little bit. There'll be enough to work with. Yeah, probably look to get an angle.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if the ref blew up for half time there.
He's been out for 3 months or so we haven't seen it in a competitive fixture. And that's a poor throw, but it's gone all the way through.
Causes problems, doesn't it?
It just makes anything from about 25 yards out a corner.
Here you go. Another one.
No. It's the ball is just so wet as well. That's a great throw, great knock on.
Oh, Canane won it as well.
And
Farnham going to have to work back here. It's half time.
Farnham go into half time, a wet, frustrated side, but they go in 2-1 to the good. And it's been I wouldn't say it's been a vintage Farnham half, but it hasn't been terrible. And but goals from Daryl Sanders and Shamal Edwards mean that Farnham are 2-1 up after conceding a sort of late in the half deflected effort from the number 7 on this near side from about 25 yards. Clipped the back of Ryan Canane as he looked to block it, and it just ended up dribbling into the opposite corner to where Pat Nash was originally diving. But Farnham spent 20 minutes or so, dominating the game in the first half, and then the last 20 minutes, Sandhurst have really started to pick up and play, close down the threats for Farnham Town, and make this a battle. And they've been good. They've been really good, and they've created chances and created problems in tough conditions. But Farnham are still winning and still look dangerous when they do go forward, but can't quite force enough openings, and especially struggling to get the ball from sort of defensive midfield with Cooksley and Joe Jackson through to the attacking midfielders in Sandhurst and Owen Dean and Shamal Edwards, and find them a bit of space. And when they do, they look dangerous. But it's that transition that Sandhurst are doing really well in the last 20-25 minutes in closing down. Referee's given out 2 bookings to both Farnham players on each wing. Owen Dean, the first one, and Shamal Edwards, the second one. So I'm not sure either of them necessarily deserve the yellow card, but referees are judged for that to be the case. Low threshold for bookings. Maybe the referee knows that there is a referee assessor to my right, and is doing everything he can to impress, do everything by the book rather than manage the game. But no complaints in the grand scheme of things. No real big decisions that the referees had to make. It's been a fair game, a good game, and there's 45 minutes left for Farnham Town to try and finish the job. We'll be back in sort of 10 minutes time to resume the second half. I did an interview with Matt and...
He didn't know it was live.
Huh?
Matt didn't know it was live until just before you were about to do it.
Oh really? Oh, it wasn't recorded. Well, it was the music over the top.
He was like,
We'll take the audio though, won't it? From that interview I did there. Yeah, fine. We can cut it. Right, Farnham Town players back on the pitch. The weather has subsided, I'd say.
Yeah, look, I think Farnham need to come out here and
Just build the...
feels like they wanted half time, which is very rare from a Farnham Town team this season. So I'm expecting a big reaction, a really fast start. I'm not saying they'd have got a real hard telling off in there, but it won't have been a happy dressing room.
No, and it will be because they didn't keep going after that, especially that setback from the goal that they conceded.
They sort of went back into their shell.
Yeah.
So let's see.
But we have got options off the bench. Charlie Postance, top goal scorer in this league last year. Lewis Flatman, fantastic for us, talisman for us last season.
Kaitana.
Kaitana, who's been lively when he's come off the bench. And Sandhurst get us back underway in this second half. Farnham Town still have work to do. 2-1 to the good. Join with me is Frankie Hobbs as Guy Hollis kicks the ball out of play for a Sandhurst throw.
And I'd say Guy Hollis was one of those things we were looking at before the game, and he came through that first half. A couple of really good tackles, looked pretty comfortable in there. There's not really a lot you can do about the goal from a defender's perspective.
But it's about how you bounce back, and Sandhurst have got the ball again. And he's still got the ball. It's a brilliant effort with a bicycle kick. But it probably looked better than it ever had a chance, with Pat Nash kind of just claiming it with ease as he kicks it out, or as he throws it out even, but it's straight to a Sandhurst player. Hollis will look to shepherd it out, and yeah, I think the assistant flagged for a Sandhurst throw, but it is a Farnham throw. And Hollis pumps it down long, and the header back from a Sandhurst player goes straight out for a Farnham goal kick. And Farnham will need to get their foot on the ball here. Canane. Smith. Into Shamal Edwards' feet. Back to Smith. Canane. Now he'll look for it. Canane into the path of Edwards. Will the ball hold up? No, it won't. And as we saw all of the first half, Farnham Town start the half trying exactly the same thing, and again it fails.
Yeah, that ball has got to be not inch perfect. It's got to be like
it's got to be bad.
Perfect.
It's got to be bad.
Yeah, it's got to be under hit, and then you bring the defender into play really.
Canane with a header. Ball comes out. And Sandhurst deal with it well and get the ball back with their defenders. Great header by Max Meaton. Ball's won off Harry Cooksey, and Meaton wins it again, and the flick on is to nobody for Farnham Town. Hollis wins the ball, and it's back to Cooksey. There will be a bit of movement in front of us. I apologise for the next couple of minutes as people come back from their half-time pint. Tom Smith with the ball, and that is
out of play.
Not even close to being in play. Farnham Town just need to move the ball on the floor. Ball goes short into the number 2. That's a really nice ball across the pitch. Oh, well, that probably says enough we need to know about the state of the surface out there, as Pat Nash does well to keep it in his hands. And gives it straight to Guy Hollis. Now Canane. Liddell. Thomas Smith. Again loses the ball. Sandhurst definitely have a bit of fighting spirit here, and Farnham look a bit
They've got
rattled.
belief, and belief will get you very far. I think a lot of the time teams come against Farnham and they sort of give up mentally, but Sandhurst have definitely not done that. Apologies for that loud bang.
Ooh. Liddell can't quite get hold of the ball. And it's back with Sandhurst. Sandhurst look comfortable, forcing Farnham into mistakes. Really nice play. And it's deflected out wide to a Sandhurst player, and the ball's come in, and it's great take from Pat Nash. Now into Sanders, and he can't quite get the ball under control, and it's a chance. It's in! It's in from the number 9 for Sandhurst, and Farnham look shaker.
Yeah, no, it was a brilliantly taken goal. Questions were, down to it, could he have saved it? But what I really want to shout out there is the Sandhurst centre-back. He's stepped into midfield. He's seen Darryl try and get the ball. He's nicked it off him. He's created a clear-cut chance. And Sandhurst are level. We've said they had belief all game. Farnham looked a little bit shell-shocked, and Sandhurst deserved that equaliser.
Absolutely. Farnham Town haven't seen two goals go in the league against them all season. The only other team to score 2 goals this season against them is Cheshire in the FA Cup.
But Sandhurst have proved this season they can get a result against the teams that are much fancied or at the top of the table.
Did against Jersey Bulls?
Yeah, exactly.
In very different conditions. I think it was piping hot. But again, another shot from a bit of distance has caused problems for Farnham. Pat Nash got a bit on it, but not enough. But it was really, if you pull it back, Darryl Sanders lost the ball about 40 yards from goal, and it all came from that.
Yeah, the centre-back step up there. Took a big risk, and it paid off.
Farnham Town again pushing themselves wide and forward, looking for that big cross field, and it's not the ball. Unusual amount of people going in to stand right in front of the camera. Farnham look to go long yet again. Header comes out. Edwards shoots over the top. Right idea.
Yeah, he had Tom on the overlap there, but he sort of used his run to give himself a little bit more space. Great shot in the end, but it's a little
test for Farnham now.
Yeah, how will they react?
Kick is long and it's out of play for a Sandhurst throw-in. And like you said, Frank, Sandhurst will have a huge amount of belief here.
Yeah, look, they've come from 2 goals, down to level the game. They'll be believing they can come here and cause a real shock, send shockwaves around the league.
It was exactly what Jono and Jimmy didn't want off the back of half-time, was to get pegged back to 2-2. Hollis with a great header, but Farnham lose the ball again in their own half. That's been the issue. What's he given? Penalty. Looked like he got the ball, but I obviously can't see as well from here. Referee was very, very clear. Is it a penalty? I think so. Or was it a free kick?
I think he's given a free kick.
Was he?
Yep.
Free kick? Are we sure?
Yeah.
Free kick to Sandhurst Town, just outside the penalty area, where they've scored both of their goals so far tonight. It was a tackle he probably had to make. Again, forced into it by poor ball retention in midfield. Can Sandhurst complete a full comeback and turn the game on its head? Shoot, and well saved by Pat Nash. Farnham needs to steady the ship, have a bit of ball retention for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and the quality should see them through. They will create chances. But they haven't found themselves in this position at all this season. Hollis with a long ball. And again, Farnham lose the ball. That's back with the Sandhurst defenders. Ooh, and Sandhurst closed it down, but again, Sandhurst did well and are coming through the channels and work it nicely to the number 2. Inside, now inside to the 9. And it's another poor foul, but Farnham Town are getting cut through midfield.
Another chance for Sandhurst to put this ball in the box.
Is there a substitution?
Yeah, Charlie Postant's coming on, and so is Lewis Flatman.
For Shams and Dino?
I believe so, yeah.
What will that mean for the shape? Probably a box.
Postants and Liddell down the middle.
And a bit of height probably as well to defend crosses. It's a nice ball in. And Pat Nash does really well. Gets it out of the box. No foul for Farnham Town. And it's a Sandhurst throw. Sandhurst have been all over Farnham in the last 10-15 minutes. As
Charlie does well there.
Charlie does really well to defend, but again, it's a hopeful ball, and Sandhurst keep possession and put it into a nice area. And Farnham win a foul. Pat Nash long. Again, Farnham lose possession after having it. Long ball is not working, there's a huge amount of space. Pat Nash does well again to claim it and keep it.
It just looked quicker to the first ball and the second.
Farnham Town haven't strung a series of passes together in the second half.
No, Sandhurst really blocking that space off well. It's been a really good performance from them. Farnham probably putting in their worst performance of the season so far.
Absolutely. And again, Farnham lose the ball. It's been incredibly sloppy. And Sandhurst gets an opportunity to get the ball forward. The referee lets it go. I'm surprised he has. Ball goes forward. And it's a foul again on Farnham Town midfielders. And Sandhurst have an opportunity again to get the ball forward. Farnham haven't really had the ball in the Sandhurst half.
Not been a lot going the other way.
Is it another booking? No. Don't think so. So it's with a long ball. Canay with a header. It's a good one. It's poor from Sandhurst.
I have to say, it's one of the loudest pitches I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Every action sort of creates this no noise.
Little can't win the ball, but Cooksey can. Now Sandhurst with a bit of space for the first time into Charlie Postons, who wins a Farnham corner. First time Farnham have got themselves forward, other than a long-range Shamal Edwards effort. It's still.
I think Farnham just need to calm down now. Like, you know, there's loads of time left, and it will come. You know, Sandhurst have really played with an intensity that I'm not sure they're going to be able to keep up for 45 minutes.
Ball comes in. Header. Oh, off the line. It was a brilliant header, I think, from Canane.
Canane or Hollis.
In the middle of the penalty area, and it's a brilliant bit of defensive work.
He had to jump as well. It's
I
brilliant.
can't believe he's kept it out.
First time I've seen Farnham have a real clean header from a corner.
Another ball in, this time a bit deeper. Another header, and this
Hollis
time
that
straight
time.
at the goalkeeper. But Farnham need to build off the back of that momentum. They need to use that. Farnham leading a high press this time, but Sandhurst have done well. Where's the ball? It's come out with a Farnham player. Still with a Farnham player. But it's a brilliant tackle, and it's now a huge amount of space and time as Sandhurst come forward. Now wide, comes inside. Back to the 7, who clips it across, headed out, and well away by Harry Cooksley.
Really nice play from Sandhurst again.
They're just happy to play in the middle. Some nice deft touches, and feel a lot more comfortable on the ball right now.
I think they're used to how this pitch sort of plays, and they're really making the most of that.
It's a nice ball over the top, headed by Canay. Now with Meaton, back to Pat Nash. And Farnham again look long. It's not the pass that Farnham need to do, not what they're used to. Long, direct. It's not what we've seen all season as the ball goes down the line. Sandhurst, I think, keep it in.
Corner.
And win a set piece. Not that we could see it, so we're no better place than you are back at home. Corner for Sandhurst. Whipped in. Great header by Canane. Away. Away again by Farnham. And a foul given away. Again, Sandhurst can pump the ball into the box. It's just unnecessary. It's unnecessary. To be fair to Sandhurst, they don't pump the ball into the box.
No, they work it. They've played very well. Very, very positive football.
Here comes Farnham, but it's a brilliant tackle. I'm not sure on who.
Max Meaton, I think.
Really. Is he given a foul? He
No.
just stopped the game.
He's just stopped. I think he just stopped the game. A real important period here now in the game, as it will start to open up. If you are joining us for your first Step 5 game, typically at this sort of time the game does start to open up.
And if you are joining our first live stream, apologies if you can't see the right-hand corner flag where Sandhurst are attacking, because there are plenty of people in front of us. And the first half, it was absolutely pissing it down, and we had to stay dry.
We are past 9 o'clock.
However, you can see the Farnham attacking half. Not that Farnham have been in it that much in this second half. 2-2 the score.
It's interesting. So Max Meaton obviously down there getting some treatment. Hopefully for his sake he's okay. Had a very, very good start to the season. And someone that has been, very much on the injury report a lot over the last couple of years. So good to see him back. Hopefully he is okay.
Is Max going to be okay to continue? Looks like he is. And Sandhurst get us back underway. And they go long, and they're trying what Farnham failed to do all game. And in it's exactly the same fashion as Farnham, that ball runs out for a goal kick. Ball's played short to Guy Hollis, now into Joe Jackson and back to Hollis.
Interesting position Harry Cooksy's taken up there. He's normally a bit deeper.
Jackson. Hollis. Cooksey. Drills it into Flatman, who loses the ball and loses out with the referee. Farnham can't let frustration overtake.
I think he probably is justifiably frustrated there, but you just got to get on with it. You're not going to change the referee's decision.
One of those 50-50 challenges. So Sandhurst can sniff and smell an upset. Ball goes long and high. So foul against Sandhurst. Farnham take it quickly, and referees wants to have a chat to every single player.
Sandhurst striker kicked the ball away about 30 yards there, and he's going to get away with that as well.
And Farnham do get us back underway by playing short, and back to Ryan Canane. Tom Smith. Harry Cooksey, who looks to go outside his foot. And the ball comes back via Sandhurst to Ryan Canane. Joe Jackson goes long, and again, Farnham Town just trying to play passes that they haven't done all season. What's he given? I really can't tell. It's a Farnham throw.
Thought he'd give a free kick to Sandhurst, to be honest, but
Nice pass quickly out to Tom Smith on our near side.
someone's telephone is ringing.
Sanders comes short. Jackson. Cooksey lends it. Jackson into Flatman, who clips it up. It's a good idea. And Farnham Town, first real attacking, passing move. in this second
Yeah,
half.
look, they're going to need a lot more of them. I think, as I said earlier, got to be patient. And I think Flatman there actually showed a lot of patience not to unleash a shot, which he likes to do.
What's happened here on the far side? You've probably got a better view of it than we have.
A lot of screaming coming from the Sandhurst bench.
Sandhurst play it short, as they have done all evening. Cooksey again, incredibly high up. Hollis. Sanders round the corner. And now he's daring down, clips it up. Great touch by the goalkeeper, and just enough to take it away from the path of an oncoming Farnham attack.
He's bought that, the ref.
Yeah. Foul given against Guy Hollis.
Not a lot of contact there.
Played short again by Sandhurst. And nicely takes two players out Farnham's midfield, and it's done well to win a Sandhurst throw. Farnham need to mark up. There's a man on this near side as well, completely unmarked as the ball comes in to the penalty area. Ushered back out again for a Sandhurst throw. It's not easy to see on that far side, and I know you guys at home have got people in front of you as well. We'll do our best to describe it. As Sandhurst still have the ball in a crossing position, doing well in the tight spaces to keep it, something Farnham aren't doing and haven't done all of the second half.
I think sometimes you have bad days, and so far it's been a bad day at the office for Farnham. Now it's about how they react in this last 25-30 minutes.
I think we got less than that. Canane to Smith. Nicely worked to Sanders, who's come deep to pick up the ball. Into Tom Smith on this near side, who looked to work a cross, and it's a corner where Farnham created chances last time they had it.
Yeah, they had a couple of free headers. They look a bigger side than Sandhurst, especially Canane and Hollis. Got quite a lot of power there. So how quickly can they take this? How well can they take this? Harry Cooksley, normally the delivery is fantastic, and it's going to need to be.
Ball is deep. Canane heads. It's bouncing around. And it goes all the way through to Pat Nash. Looked like it needed Farnham striker just to tap it in. Tom Smith. Cooksley. Drives. Round the outside to Farnham. Talhoy's headed it away from what I think is Charlie Possons in the middle.
Yeah, there's actually a left-footed ball in from Adam Liddell. Cooksley tried to flick it on, but to find Postons, but he couldn't.
Canane. Tom Smith. Guy Hollis. Nearly gets caught on it. Does well in the end. Max Meaton. Back to Hollis. Canane. Now he's going to invite Smith to come forward.
Sanders just starting to drop in a little bit.
Lewis Flatman. Sanders can't hold the ball, and here come Sandhurst again with a chance to get the ball forward. And Guy Hollis does well to cover, and it will be a Sandhurst throw. That's the danger for Farnham now, I suppose, is as they do commit men forward to try and win this game. Sandhurst have the opportunity to counter-attack.
About 17 or 18 minutes to go.
Still plenty of time. Farnham Town beginning to get more of the ball. It will take a moment, like we've said earlier on this game, a moment of brilliance or a moment of sheer fortune to hopefully get Farnham Town out of this hole that they find themselves in. 2-2 away at Sandhurst.
Definitely, and you know, Farnham have got some match winners on that pitch. Lewis Flatman, Daryl Sanders, Adam Liddell, Charlie Postance. Be a very valuable time for a Charlie Postance goal, that's for sure.
Back underway after the Sandhurst substitution with a throw-in on this near side for the home team. Into his feet. There's a nice move and he's into the box. The Sandhurst player who shoots powerfully towards Pat Nash's goal, but was about 3, 4, 5 yards wide.
Yeah, it was always looked wide. Powerful effort, but always wide. Farnham will look to get this going quickly.
Jackson, Hollis, Cooksey. Travels with it a bit. Bit more space for Farnham Town as Sandhurst drop in. Wide for Tom Smith, who drops inside and finds Joe Jackson, and every single Sandhurst player is behind the ball in their own half. This is what I imagine the next 15 minutes will look like.
They look to squeeze the game now.
Thomas Smith in a more central position, picking up the ball. Giving it to Canane. Guy Hollis. Ball's forward and flicked on multiple times by the Sandhurst players. And Farnham Town win it back on the halfway line. Forced forward, but nicely controlled. And now it's skidding to Daryl Sanders, who drops inside and shoots. Shoots just wide.
Brilliant effort.
Great strike, again, great move.
Use that Tom Smith run there just to give himself half a yard. Let fly. Probably needed to set it out in the far corner, but it was a good effort.
Yeah, Sandhurst certainly banking up now with 15 to go.
And they, as they should, really.
Absolutely.
You know, a point here for Sandhurst would be unexpected and a fantastic result.
And richly deserved.
Definitely.
Ball goes long from the Sandhurst goalkeeper. Header actually straight to a Sandhurst player, and they play it into the channels, which they've worked well in the second half. Tackle is good, as is that one. Farnham Town come away with the ball, but that is a very poor pass. Sandhurst, as Farnham Town with the high press, force them long. And Farnham get the ball moving quickly from an offside call, and it's Harry Cooksley. Nice touch by Lewis Flatman, out wide on the far side, back inside. Farnham definitely in the ascendancy here as they go wide into space with Tom Smith, with his left foot, who gets the ball across. It's a great header, just wide.
Big chance, brilliant ball from Tom Smith.
It was really nicely worked. It's exactly what Farnham Town needed to do for this whole second half. Work it from one side to another, make the space, and put in dangerous crosses.
Look, there'll still be a number of chances here. 10 as we enter the sort of last 10 minutes to go. There's going to be a number of chances. It's about who takes that chance. You know, who shows that conviction, who shows that clinical ability to put Farnham 3-2 up and hopefully win the game, take the 3 points back to Farnham Town. But, you know, Sandhurst will fancy that they can get themselves a winner.
Absolutely. It's all in the balance. As the header is won and Farnham again come away with the ball and look to find Tom Smith, but Sandhurst player does really well.
Harry Cooksley's starting to get on the ball a little bit more here.
Well, Sandhurst dropping deep right there. They were allowing those pockets in midfield, which we just haven't seen so far this second half, as Guy Hollis picks up the ball from Pat Nash. And it's Adam Liddell dropping incredibly deep. Farnham will not want to see him there. And it's Harry Cooksley at this left-back position, which he likes to pick up. It goes long and across to Sandhurst, who is offside. Ball goes long. And headed out for a Farnham throw. Postons, chance, Sanders into
Adam
Liddell. Players going in. Oh, how's he missed it? How's he missed it? Great chance for Sanders. And poor from Postons to lose the ball in the box when Farnham had a huge amount of tendency. It was a great cross from Adam Liddell, and you feel like that will be one of the chances that Farnham Town will rue.
Did everything right. I almost thought, was he brought down or hindered? I think the centre-back did just about enough, really.
Great tackle on the far side, but what a chance for Daryl Sanders, who scored already this evening, and has scored 5 in the last 3. Couldn't put it in the back of the net to make it 3.
Sandhurst will look to maximise every second.
Absolutely, and I do not blame them. I'd be doing exactly the same. Into the feet. Farnham shouldn't let that happen. And especially shouldn't be looking to give away free kicks, silly free kicks. Kanane with a great header. Nicely flicked on. Farnham needs to be first to those, though. And Sandhurst regain possession with the goalkeeper.
He came back. That's not offside.
Sanders given offside again after a little flick.
Not sure the assistant referee was paying attention, really.
There was just so many moving bodies in that middle area.
Yeah.
Farnham definitely in the ascendancy in the last 5 minutes. Need to make the most of their dominance. But that is about as big a chance as, if you look at the 4 goals, that was the easiest chance of the lot. And you wouldn't have wanted it to fall to many different players on the pitch. Great tackle, and Farnham have a huge amount of players forward. Into Joe Jackson. Jackson shoots, and it's a corner ball.
Looked like that was nestling in for a minute.
It just took ages to go out.
Tell you what, Farnham have looked dangerous from these corners.
They have, and they will load it up. Kanane coming forward. Guy Hollis coming forward, who has gotten the end of a couple.
Tell you what, Guy Hollis, if there's one thing he would have written on his debut,
He would have loved it.
would have been a last-minute winner. Maybe we'll see that.
The ball needs to be clipped up. Give the big boys time, but it's gone short, and it's a huge chance. It's a great tackle.
That's a really good ball.
Really good ball. It's going to cause problems, but Jackson's done really well. Not sure why Farnham Town have gone short in a situation where they've been so dangerous. Poor decision and a wasted chance.
Farnham look relatively tired.
Sanders. Think of how wet it is out there. Like, you're running double. Jackson. Farnham need to be patient, but they are running out of time. Poor from Charlie Postons.
Not been his finest cameo so far from Charlie. I know he'll hold himself to a high standard. He'll be wanting himself to do better than that.
Foul given. And Sandhurst will take their time.
Absolutely.
Chance again for Sandhurst to get the ball in the box.
Just over 5 minutes to go here in normal time.
This time they do, and it's clipped. Really nice header as Kane misjudged it, but Pat Nash gets it. Long, and it's a really, really good defensive header. And it's a nice ball, and he's in, the number 9. Number 5 even. And Kane. And it's kicked out of play by Lewis Flatman. Throw into Sandhurst. Imagine the management will take their time kicking this ball over. And they will make a substitution at the same time.
Not a match ball. They've done that on purpose.
Absolutely. It's clever.
They'll probably do another one.
It's exactly what we do.
I think the ref's lost control. Now we've got 2 balls on the pitch.
Sandhurst still fancy nicking a winner here. They've definitely dropped off in the last few minutes as Farnham found a level of ascendancy, but Farnham will need to convert a chance in order to remain perfect this season. Ball goes short from Nash into Hollis. Bring the ball out. Can drive forward, he has space. Draws a player. Round the corner, really nice. Farnham moving. Need to get the men in the box. It's really nicely defended again by Sandhurst. And they get it out. Farnham have a chance to get the ball back in. We'll move it quickly from Jackson. Out wide. Canane. Hollis. Canane. Farnham moving it, but poor. And again, Sandhurst wanted to give it, but Farnham have won the ball up high on the pitch, and again they have a chance, Sandhurst, to get the ball forward, and players sprinting. And Tom Smith does really well, and Canane gets it to Cooksley, and it's turned out wide into the box for a ball to come back. It's in! Farnham Town have scored their 3rd of the game, and it was a really, really well-worked goal down the right-hand side, and it was much, much needed.
Look, Farnham have not been at their best today, but they have worked a brilliant opening there.
I thought he was going to clear it off the line again.
They've kept true to their principles in terms of playing the ball on the floor. Worked a really nice opportunity, and it's tucked away. It's a big goal. As I said, they've not been at their best, but for moments like that, that's when big teams and teams that want to go and win leagues, they stand up, and Farnham have stood up.
And big players do it as well, with Daryl Sanders scoring his 2nd of the night, 6th goal in 3 games, 6th goal in a week. And Farnham now have a defensive job to do. Will they make a change? There's 2 defenders on the bench, but Farnham Town will need to remain confident, keep the passing going. They know that Sandhurst are going to run at them now. This young team will be fearless for the last 5 minutes. They've got nothing to lose now, Sandhurst.
No, they've played really well.
They have.
They're going to be potentially on the wrong end of the victory of the game here, and you know, they could definitely hold their heads up high, whatever happens in these last few minutes.
88 minutes played here at Bottom Meadow as the ball gets lumped forward and Canane heads, but it's a Sandhurst throw, and Farnham will need to dig in here and work hard to keep this lead and keep their perfect start to the season, 12 games from 12. But there is a chance here for Sandhurst to get the ball into the box. I thought he got the ball.
Yeah, no, he did. As has been the theme, the whistle has been blown at every opportunity.
For both teams?
Yeah, oh no, it's definitely not been biased.
Farnham needs to concentrate.
Interesting they've not left anyone forward.
They know how important this is. These are the games that you have to go and win as a potential championship winning team. Ball comes in from the 7, who's been great all game. Great header. And the 7 has done well to recover. Farnham Town have got shape, but there's a man down on the pitch. A man down on the pitch. And the ball is stopped. I think it's Harry Cooks, isn't it?
Yes. I think he actually headed the ball.
I think he did. Appreciate it's probably not been our best live stream to date with people in front of us, poor weather, maybe not the best signal, but we appreciate you joining us nonetheless.
Yes, away games always provide us with a unique challenge. But as Harry said, thanks for tuning in, and if you want to drop us a subscribe, it really helps. Helps us produce more content, helps us push this forward, and hopefully bring non-league to your screens.
The clock ticks past 90. Sandhurst will get the ball back here. 367 of you watching Farnham Town currently lead 3-2, perhaps undeservedly, as Sandhurst have worked incredibly hard.
Ultimately, I think they probably had the best chances, and Sandhurst scored the goal in the first half, which was relatively fortunate, and the second goal was done well. But
they've got men over here though.
I think Farnham had the chances to win the game.
Oh, it's poor again. He's going to play on, and there's a ball clipped forward for Charlie Postens to chase, and the goalkeeper does really, really well and plays it. Sandhurst do brilliantly to win the ball back and clip it forward, and there's a chance here. Great touch, great work from Tom Smith, and plays it forward to Lewis Flatman, who uses his experience, and Tom Smith pushes it forward into the channel. Adam Little, I can't believe he's given that. I can't believe he's given that.
He's given it.
The referee assessor to my right-hand side is even confused.
It's probably the most I've ever heard a whistle in a game.
It's been quite impressive.
Looks like Kai Tanner's coming on.
For Leeds.
Yes.
Adam Little is replaced by number 20, Kai Tanner. How many more minutes? 20 minutes do you think he's playing on?
Probably another 2 to go.
It's the 92nd minute.
Kai will give you just that high press.
Question in the comments, Ryan Howes, is Jack Dean still at Farnham? Yes, he is. He unfortunately sprained his Achilles tendon in the win against Fleet about 3 weeks ago, and he'll be back on Saturday, we think, maybe the game after that. Great header. And again, really good from Farnham Town. Kai Tanner chasing it down, as is Charlie Postens with a really good tackle. And Sandhurst get the throw on the far side, and it's into the 93rd minute of the game. Won't be a huge amount of stoppage. Farnham Town probably created the most of that as the ball goes forward, and Guy Hollis plays it back. And Pat Nash kicks to touch. Not the best contact on it.
Would have preferred a high looping one out there.
And Sandhurst have the ball. nerves setting in here at Bottom Meadow for Farnham fans.
Can't be long left.
If you're watching on, there really won't be much action remaining. But Sandhurst will try and make the most of it. Fearlessness. As the 16 comes forward, and he's done really well, and there's a man unmarked, and he's into the corner. Tom Smith into Flatman, but it's a poor touch, really poor touch. And Joe Jackson has come away with it. I think Flatman is probably making more of it than he should. And it's in his channel that he's got the ball. Tom Smith chases the ball down, but that's Lino's given onside as the ball comes in. Pat Nash does really well in the end to claw it away, and Farnham Town need to work hard. And Pat Nash will sit on that one and hope for the best. Into the 95th minute of added. 5th minute of added time. Frank Hills, what have you made of the Farnham Town performance?
No, they haven't been at their best, but they've ground it out, and they're probably moments away from a very good win here.
Kick is high. Infield, Joe Jackson does the smart thing, finds the channel, finds the big man up front in Charlie Posters, who does really well to win what looks like a throw-in, and he will take time into the probably 6th minute.
I think this will just be in the corner.
I'd be surprised if it isn't. I think it's with Lewis Flatman in the corner.
Nice to see you, mate.
Not sure where it is. It's looks like a goal kick. And the referee's brought it back for something. I think he's going to book another player. I'm going to use the viewfinder, and
He's booked the player for pushing Kai.
Right. Sandhurst pick up their first booking of the evening. It will be a long ball from the goalkeeper. .96 minutes played here. Great header. Another foul, another whistle. The referee has been all over the place, given a foul for every single touch on every single player, both teams. He's certainly not been biased. It's almost like he knows he's being assessed.
I mean, there can't be much longer on to go.
I mean, there was hardly any stoppages. Harry Cooksey was probably the longest one. .97th minute we're into. As Farnham Town win the ball back again. And that's Farnham Town's 12th win of the season. It was not vintage, but they win it. 3-2 here at Sandhurst. They were up against it, Frankie Hobbs, but they got it done.
Look, Farnham are going to be near the top of the table, and they're going to have to come to grounds like this and get 3 points. Wasn't vintage, but they got the 3 points in the end. They'll need to play a lot better than that if they're going to, match their aspirations for going far in the Vars and, hopefully going and really setting a good points total. But Sandhurst can leave today with a lot of credit. They've played very well. They've given Farnham a real scare tonight.
And I think the only positive you can take out of it as a Farnham fan is the fact that we did grind out a result. Probably against the odds in that second half. Got it going again after 20 minutes of dominance from Sandhurst and have ground out that result. And it's the first time we found ourselves in that position this season.
Yeah, it was, I feel like the game I could probably compare it most to is the Fleet game.
Yep.
But it actually felt like Sandhurst had a lot more quality on the ball, really took it to Farnham. And Farnham will be feeling like they maybe got away with one today. And they know in that dressing room they're going to need to play better than that if they're going to really, cruise to the title like many think they're going to.
And big players prop up at big moments, and it was a 1-2 on that right-hand side, and Daryl Sanders tucked it away for his 6th goal in 3 games, and I thought he had a really, really good first 25 minutes. Probably went a bit, missing off the back of really good Sandhurst play for the second half of that first half, but in the first 20 minutes of the second half he was poor, and then bang, the moment.
Yeah, and Farnham stayed true to their principles. They brought Charlie Postance on, but they didn't, sort of seem to go long. When that game went into the last 10 minutes, they really trusted their principles, stuck to the game plan, played it down the wing. Max Meaton delivered the ball, Daryl Sanders put it home, and that is Farnham Town 3, Sandhurst 2, and that is your good night.
Thank you very much for joining us. Another successful night for Farnham Town, but we're through it. Sandhurst need to hold their heads up high after that. Farnham Town need to go back to the drawing board and understand what went wrong tonight, but they have got out with the 3 points and maintain their lead at the top of the table, and we will see you next time.